Hey, so I want to get into a little bit of maybe it's a rant. I think that it's time for a little rant. It doesn't have to be malevolent or bad or all about me, but hopefully a simple message to someone who needs this type of scent for their trail journey, like someone hunting for something very specific, and they need a very specific message with a very specific scent to get to where they're going. So hopefully I can provide some tools to anyone who wants to navigate this, like a situation where there's disempowerment. You know, the devil is full of tricks. The devil is full of disempowerment, full of lies, malevolence, the joy of destruction, the joy of hurting, deceiving, the joy of lying, the joy of getting away with destruction, the joy of disempowering someone else. And it's subtle. It's very subtle. And it's also a question. It's also a question. Like, the question is, how is your soul doing? Did you learn your lessons? Are you still gullible? Are you still believing the lies? Has there been an imprint on your soul that says that you've learned your lessons through healthy boundaries, through that clairvoyance, through that claircognition? Did you download enough abilities from the hardship of your soul's lesson throughout lives? Who are you giving custody over your body, given that there has been an installment upon your earthly body, whatever that means? Okay, so maybe you can navigate with some of those tools, and believe me, these are tools. And I understand monitoring spirits. I understand the necessity of communion. I understand that this is not just me going through this, but also I feel like I need to be heard in situations where I am already performing at max and still I'm being sort of shut down and witnessing people punishing themselves through the miscalculation. Okay. And for you, whoever this is, for you, the miscalculation is that you need another joint. You need another hit of the bud. You need another hashish. You need some marijuana. You need some more of that. No, you don't. You need to kill that part. So you have my full support in going through that ego death, the death of that type of addiction, because that's just a way of installing the spirit of the devil upon being. Like, you can choose. You're choosing that. Be braver. Go harder. Go bigger. Good luck. I love you. Please forgive me. You're welcome. Thank you. All of that. All right, what's next? Okay. Be nice. I guess the self-glorification that certain divine people go through in the way that the self-glorification of on the personal level can lead to such hardship. Like, the self-glorification can lead to I'm okay, hold on. Like, it's so fragmented here. Can everybody just okay. Maybe this is a tough message for someone. So I'm gonna be gentle with it. Let me put it this way. It's difficult to know who you're dealing with. Okay? We don't always know who we're dealing with. They might look cute, innocent, even dumb. They might even sound dumb, and they might even look dumb. But you don't know who you're dealing with at all times. How could you? I think the best plan or the best strategy is to be chronically humble. And of course, asking for access to where it would be beneficial to go regarding your soul's growth, to get out of the hardness and come into harness, which are just different functionalities of similar sounding words if you think about it. The hardness is, yeah, it can be the strength, of course, in the reframe, but the harness can be a higher function, much like consciousness and conscientiousness. So there's always a higher function to what you're seeing, to where you're seeing things. There's a higher functions. There's a higher function to consciousness. Consciousness. That's just what everybody's talking about. And then you have conscience, which is the yeah, don't worry about that ambulance. Like, the ambulance, that's a specific message for someone. That's just, ambulances are there to make sure that, are you okay? And then all you have to do is to tell the ambulance in your field, like, I'm okay. I don't need you here right now. And then watch how quickly they disappear. It's amazing. Anyways, yeah, I get easily sidetracked. Okay. Okay, what else? Like, I forgot what I was talking about. What's the next message, Spirit, please? Yeah, I I want to ask Spirit, like, what does it take to become a positive benefactor for all people? What does it take to become a positive benefactor for all people? Like, one of the things that I've noticed, like on a grounded level, like I've noticed, like every single time I talk to another human being, it's excuse my French, but it's fucking impossible to talk to people these days. Oh, what is going on? I'm sorry, but like, it's fucking impossible to talk to people these days. The moment you start talking on a soul level, the moment I start talking, real energy, real observations, my genuine observation, like there's just no one is able to hold it. Like the second I start going into interesting domain, there's a car, there's a phone, there's another person, there's a text message, there's another thought, I have to go to the bathroom, there's a very like, people are like, you know what this means, right? And you know exactly what this means, right? Like, it's, oh, when, like, God, like, when are you gonna present people that are able to just commune and to hang out and to talk? Like, like the rudeness and the spirit of the human consciousness, from my perspective, seems to be pushy, and I'm in a frame of peace. That's my frame and state of mind. Like, I want people to be well, to do well, to enjoy life, to be better off. And the amount of bullets that I have to dodge from a highly vibrational point of view, it's just so out of proportions to what you could imagine. Okay? Like, believe me, I'm not, I'm investing in truth here. Okay? So my question is, how long am I going to be this secret, bullet dodging, peacekeeping, God investor in the most galactic sense? Like, let me just share something, okay? This is kind of profound. You know, in the past, I went into very high states of consciousness and frequency, and they were, a lot of them were medicinally induced through plant medicine or mushrooms or other things that were so-called high frequency, but mostly the integration of those more cosmic teachers that were more or less with reverence and ceremoniously, like, attitudey intake. Okay, it wasn't perfect, but it was definitely not negative. Okay, I noticed that when I was in psychosis, I was in a high frequency, I was doing all of this mm, like consciousness altering stuff, and I was exploring higher dimensions. I was exploring all this incredible stuff, you know? I noticed that each and every single person on YouTube, in whatever country they live in, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, LA, New York, uh, like Beijing, Bali, wherever they lived, whoever they were, they would mirror and match my frequency. They would be talking about the same stuff. Like I even had this, I like these quantum jumping telepathic teachings, okay, and experiences. So people will join you up. People will join with you up the portals, up the nexus points of different benchmarks of high frequential blueprints and baselines and standards that you're just exploring. And that is such a cool thing, right? To know that once you yourself move up in frequency, other people will be mirroring and matching it. And now that I'm more into the Bible, into the blueprint of the lower dimensionality, and finding health and healing, and dealing with the spirit of this God versus the devil versus the angels versus the aliens, versus all the religions in this catechism, religious diplomacy, cosmic diplomacy, all of it. It's very all encompassing, like. But I have to be honest, it's sometimes it's a bit boring to not just feel like it's safe to express my truth, to sing my song, to be more, to be louder, to be bigger, to do more, to go faster. But I had some issues in the lower dimensions, and I needed to venture down there to heal that. And I'm not complaining. I'm investing in truth here. Like, this is the consciousness of the conscience. So in order to extrapolate on the lights of the intellect in the verbal sense of the higher function of consciousness, I would be well off leading from the front in this sort of this cosmic kitchen vibe that usually I just post on YouTube. Like, I don't usually do that on Instagram, but right now I'm doing it. So I hope it finds you well. It's just this, like, yeah, I feel very protected, and I feel like people should be careful the way that they attack me, because when they attack me, bad things happen to them. And I don't know if I should just call it out then and there and give people warnings like, hey, you shouldn't talk to me like that, because you're gonna get fucked up. Like like, why would I walk around with that need of warning people when I can just receive their aggressive attempts and then just watch them go through, and also me praying for them, right? Like I feel that's such a new way of being for me. It's about this personal human cleanliness, you know? Like it's sort of maybe I am being cheeky to someone's ears in this situation, but you have to ask yourself, is it the higher self's cheek or the shadow self's cheek that I'm speaking from in this moment? So yeah, the honesty aspect of this message has to do with not seeking anybody else's opinion. It's like I'm I'm so tired of other people's opinion. And of course I want to hear it, but not if it's prosecution time, you know? Not if it's I know better. Not if it's some Gen X bullshit from a a saturated ego that is, soaked in supposedly beneficial stabs from cuter older generations. No, come on. Yeah. And there's another message here that I want to get through. It's like we need to allow people to exist. I know it sounds like, yeah, of course, but really though, like we need to allow people to exist. We need to allow ourselves to exist. Like, just because someone looks cute and humble and chill and innocent does not mean that they're not highly evolved beings of mastery. There's a domino ordinance of higher function that can come from people's expression. Sometimes people, relations, things, planets, people, things, crystals are interlinked in ways that are already operating at maximum functionality to the benefit of all involved trajectories. And when someone is doing the best that they can, they're with that frequency of like I'm doing the best that I can. I'm trying to be a good person, soul. And when somebody comes in and they try to correct you in that situation, just know that you are divinely protected. Just know that you are witnessing someone trying to install insecurity at in a process where you're already at max in terms of your output and your efforts. And if you can keep a cleansed sort of approach in that, just know that you're witnessing something or someone that are literally punishing themselves. So don't let those situations install insecurity into you, because the devil is the author of insecurity. Okay? The devil is the author of insecurity and confusion. Once you're in a situation where you're being built up, that's when you know God is in the neighborhood. When you're able to reframe a deja vu into I've never been here before, that's also a godly experience of creation, creativity, creation, genius. Okay. I think a lot of people are all about self-love, 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 love yourself. Just that, just do that. But what about enabling other people to do better? I think what I'm trying to say is that when you're trying your best and you're being built up and you feel that positive thumbs up around you, just know that that's acceptable. But when you're already trying, okay, your best, and you're already really doing something good for you, and that external thing is coming in and it's saying, no, you shouldn't have done that. Just know that you're not supposed to install that and take that in and accept that message of you shouldn't have done that, because coming back to innocence is a very particular frequency, deeper feeling, more childlike, wondrous, spacious release, deeper feeling, deeper joy, more innocence, more value, more of the heavenly qualities, more of the happy spirit world, more of health, more of those things. Okay? So on a higher frequential level, I'm currently sort of unloading a disempowerment program installed to regulate to the detriment of others based on fear of taking up more space in life on a bigger scale, to feel safer in the way that you're being heard, to feel safer in the way that you're allowing yourself to stand out, to be more authentic, to be more free. So as I'm coming from more freedom, I'm also regulating my environment to access more freedom on a personal level. So that's not relevant for everyone, but that's totally relevant for anyone wondering what it is that I'm talking about, where I'm coming from. So for those of you who are feeling nothing but clarity in this moment, I want to say congratulations on your frequency. And for those who are confused about what's being talked about, confused in general, I I would like to say that I I I can pray for you. I can wish that you would come more and more back into clarity. Because okay, hold on. Fuck. So yeah, I want to share something. And it's very valuable. It is. It is very valuable. And I don't know why I haven't shared this before. Maybe it's because some of the people that are watching this, they're just not worthy of the information. Some of the people that are watching this are like judging me on a deeper level, not knowing what that might lead to, and not knowing that that's just fucking dangerous. And maybe there's a knowing in me that's like, oh, this is precious, 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 precious information that people should pay me for. But I feel safe. I feel safe. Yeah. So we're just gonna wait for a little bit, where we're gonna get rid of the people that are stressed out and not willing to wait for it. So okay. So this is definitely a tool for a lot of people, and it's going to help a lot of people, and you're going to help a lot of people with it. This tool, yeah, I'm gonna give it away in two parts. So one has to do with the throat, and the other one has to do with um, nonverbal communication. Okay, and it's pretty simple. Okay, you're talking to people, you're watching movies, you're watching people online, you're watching me, you're talking to your parents, your brother, your sister, you're whatever you're doing. Okay, none of my business. So, or politicians, or movies in other languages. It can be watching a snail or a wasp or a dragonfly or a butterfly or a cartoon or your own recordings or um, people you're walking past on the street. All you have to ask intentionally, even if it's a football player, somebody playing tennis, like, are you picking up what I'm putting down here? Like, I hope you are. So all you have to ask to the other is a simple response to your thoughts. Okay, so let's say I'm watching a movie from 1933, and it's in black and white, and I'm asking this actor, like, and he's playing Frank, and he's having a dialogue with Peggy in Kansas, or whatever, and I'm asking the actor in the quantum frame mind work of this structure, I'm asking him, like, oh, are you attracted to her? Or did you pee 20 minutes ago, or do you have to pee? Or whatever the question is, he will simply do this or this. It's that simple. Okay? You're talking to a dolphin on the on some kind of Blue Planet documentary with David Attenborough, and you're asking that dolphin, like, can you swim down to 500 meters, or is that too far? And then you will get something. Or if you're asking the dolphin, like, how old are you? And then you go through a checklist. And so this, whatever this is, when you explore that in conversations where you would like to say something, but you know that the other person is using their authority, they're using their power, they're using their impatience, they're using their malevolence, or they're using their impatience, or their discernment, or they're using their strategies, or they're using their time, money, efforts to ignore you, or to benefit you, or to simply just make sure that you're under their hypnosis or their wing or whatever, um, when there's no communication verbally allowed in that scenario, you can use this new framework that I put up for you. You could ask yourself, or write down your question. You could ask yourself the inquiry or question or thought that you want to know, but you know that there's no room for that. Let's say there's a speaker, and this speaker is speaking in front of 400,000 people, or an artist or whatever, and you're asking them a question, and you want to know. You want to know what their thoughts. But you don't have time or the confidence perhaps to speak in front of the rest of the crowd, you can just go directly to the artist, to the person across time and space, or in conversation. That's where I feel like it's the most helpful. It's just in regular conversation, you know? Yeah. To alleviate the need to be heard. It can be an extremely versatile benefactor technique to someone who doesn't feel heard, because you can quietly gather information based on proof without needing uh the usual authority, um dominant, the sub-dom. You can bypass the sub-dom dynamic. So it's a total life hack, and it's so simple. And why didn't anyone tell you? Why aren't they teaching kids in school? No, because it's a divine life hack. It's a apply it in the modern age. I don't even know how to define it, but it's valuable, okay? So fucking valuable. Excuse my French, but it's so fucking valuable. If you can apply this, I promise you will find more peace. You will find more joy in situations that you couldn't handle before. You will find more confidence meeting authorities that you thought were so much more impactful, so much more important, so much more um, authoritative. And you will bypass authorities in light speed, okay? And you will find so much forgiveness and love and relaxation, and so much just power in the way that you don't need to say the thing and be heard. You can just gather proof quietly like a boss, and just relax and feel like you just it's it's so valuable. Like this is the type of information that's so valuable. It's more valuable than a car. This is like $1 billion idea. It's just packaging and reframing and distribution. That's the question, you know? So that's what I mean with when God is in the neighborhood, okay? So the second part. It's a throat chakra activation for those people that are curious about that. So here, there's constantly, for those who have activated throat chakras, there's a constant semaphore activity going on there for those who are in the divine, in the throat chakra business sense. So this is the reality. This is my reality in the divine marriage between Hindu, Christ, Naga, Christ's marriage, so sort of cosmic, in a Naga Christ conscious sense. Okay, so the throat, in my experience, is constantly. Okay, so let's say there's a need for me to talk right now, but I have decided to just witness and be still and let my throat chakra speak to the assembly, speak to the crowd, speak to the group, speak to the class, speak to the person that I'm communicating with. But I have decided not to, like hypothetically, I have decided not to say anything, but I'm still allowing for higher dimensional communication. Still, I'm not saying anything. Okay, so I'm gonna do that right now, and there's gonna be a lot of activation right here. So I will showcase it for however long it takes, and then I will speak further on the integration and practical data as to what the second part is all about. Starting now. So I can clearly feel myself talking in other timelines. But in this newer, more, let's say, aware absence of conditions and attempts and control, and in this new reality, I can simply sense an active throat chakra because it's being used on multiple timelines, perhaps. Okay? And it just keeps going. Like, and my mind is just completely blank. And I think this is a high download code release to that is being not only just released online, but it's also being sort of released as a bigger initiation point on a human consciousness level, so that people who had, speaking for myself, people, and when I'm talking about me, I'm talking about thousands and thousands of beings who are going through the very same thing. The compulsion to take the word in a group, or to sing a lot, to sort of acquire attention through some kind of need to express. It is more interesting at this junction to witness that I am talking in other ways than needing to express something to the population, to people in general. So let me just sit with that for a second, okay? Okay, so here's another way of thinking about it. The assurance that I'm already communicating what I normally would is enough for me to let go of that need to be understood. There's already something more interesting taking place than needing to actually say it. I think if we're looking at the max potential of this download is that the the old way of sort of the old ways of wearing out the voice throughout the day is giving more room for purer, bigger, better messages, be it telepathically or actual. It's like the key to let an old timeline die. To have enough food for the journey. To survive the silence of yourself as you know that you're already communicating on other levels. Because this has to do with good enough. Because when things are good enough, when we're satisfied, when we understand something and we're satisfied and it's enough, things automatically, just magically reordains and changes, and no questions are asked, no complaints are filed. It's all just hunky-dory, and we wouldn't even notice the miracle as long as it's to our benefit. I'm not saying that humans are dumb. I'm just saying that like humans have a history of not necessarily getting anything out of short-lived miracles. Like, I think the human history is scented and sprinkled and spiced up with, maybe not spiced, but with the fact that there's something in the human that craves the consistency of magic, and that's where it's already perfect, it's good enough. I'm seeking completion and providence. I'm seeking settlement. I'm seeking the Holy Spirit. I'm seeking the shining bright light of the grace and glory of channeling God's Spirit. I'm coming back to wholeness. So from that perspective, I think that you're gonna gain so much power and clarity that you're not even gonna know what to do with it. But I hope that you can hold that level of frequency for yourself up in this life or the next. And it's important to just have belief in yourself and Also, I want to, maybe we could wrap it up with a short little prayer, okay? So I want to say, God bless, may the Creator and all the angels in the nine ranks support us and bless us in the name of the Holy Spirit, in the name of everyone, the entire human species. May we be blessed with light, and may we support everyone here on this channel to come into wholeness, to heal, to come back into their divine abilities, to deal with negativity by installing happiness, by installing the Holy Spirit, by installing techniques and ways to coming back into feeling better and doing good, and to enjoy life, and to find ways to exist and to continue on fighting the good fight for the light, and understanding and knowing that the light has already won, and in the completion of living in the light, we're accepting the trajectories and the payments and the sacrifices and the prices that we need to pay in order to get to that point, to understand that we are all here on this planet together, and we're all allowed to exist. We allow others to exist in their human experience, be it alien or other dimensional or whatever. We're all here together to explore. And I want to pray for all of you who have lost loved ones, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, grandparents, grandparents, friends, family. May they be blessed, and may they be protected by the Holy Spirit, by the Spirit of the Creator, by the Spirit of the creatures of divine balance. And may we all be guided back into good joy of creation, and to wrap up negativity, complaints, exhaustion, sickness, illness, as we're coming back into the joy of creation, finding solutions, becoming healthier, and freer, and more innocent, more forgiving and forgived. May we find life hacks and supplements, raw food, solutions through the grace of the creator forces. May solutions come to us as we let go of control in areas that are clearly not working for us. May we come into this understanding of the simple divine solutions that are waiting for us as we surrender more and more and more and more to that which is divine. So let this be a reminder to surrender to divine things, and I hope you enjoyed this message. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. And pray up, stay blessed, do your meditations, share this with anyone that you feel this would benefit. Thank you for being here. Okay.